On this video, I am going to the first capital in the state of Alabama, and I'm driving down there right now, which I'm about 1.5 miles away from there. But this town has a population of 0. And there was some terrible weather, so there's debris all on the road. That's why I'm not really looking at the camera. I'm driving and videotaping. I'm really excited, and I have permission to videotape this town of nobody in there, and I will see you shortly, and we'll be looking at a town that is completely I've just arrived at the visitor center, and it costs $2 to come and tour it around and look. I am going to go and pay my admission fee, and then as soon as I'm done with that, we're going to start. So that must have been the basement right there. This was like the very first superstore, if you will. And these columns are the last of the superstore. And all that right there, that was a basement. But all of it was destroyed in 1920. House, it's just sitting here. Okay, I know you're probably thinking, what in the name of the land of the living dead is going on? If anyone has ever watched the TV series The Walking Dead, this is it. I mean, if you could just imagine a zombie apocalypse and zombies walking around, or the walkers, this would be it. I mean, it's like the real deal. And there's more, so we are going to explore. I just had to throw that in there. The Old Methodist Church. I guess this would have been the front door. Now, this is pretty cool. This is a old schoolhouse, and it was a segregated schoolhouse, and it was for African American children. It was just a one-room schoolhouse, and this is the remnants of what it looked like. And it's right next door to the Methodist Church. We'll take a look, because the door is wide open, and we can go in and take a look and explore. Right there, that's where the fireplace would have been to keep warm during the winter months. And I suppose this is where the teacher would stand. This is the back door. And this is what the children would see when they got out of school. It's cold water. So what this was This was a well, and in like 1857, there was a giant mansion that stood here, and the guy used this cold or cool water to run through pipes in his mansion, and it would keep it cool. And obviously the mansion is not here because this is all you see. But when I stuck my fingers in that well, it's pretty cold. I mean, just, you know, pretty neat. And this was a church that they actually had moved. It was gone and then they brought it back. But I have found it, and there's a well as well right behind it. So it's awesome looking. Let's go take a look at this. This is pretty neat. This house is, well, this building, I should say, not, it was a house, but eventually, but this is the structure of a two-story slave auction. And it was built in 1860. And this is where people would come to bid on slaves. You know how I was telling you just a minute ago about the slave quarter? Well, they actually have a African American burial site. and it's out here in the woods, and I found it. So I'm just gonna go over it, not all of it, but just I want to show you a little bit of just how much there is of this abandoned town. Weird. Something just fell out of that tree unexpectedly. As you can see, there's no squirrels or nothing. Birds. And a lot of the African Americans that was buried here, they were slaves. Like, that was. And if you go. Okay, folks, so I have just finished touring around the abandoned town of Cahawba. I can never say the name. But I gotta tell you, if you're into abandoned places, this is the place. Or if you're a historian nerd like me, it's awesome. It's just filled with history. Very much worth the trip if you're in the area. I'll put the information of how to get here in this video. I've been up here for a while now, but I am going to head on out. There's a vehicle coming. But I am going to head on out because I am fixing to go and film the Shelby Hotel, in which that was the first hotel to have running water. That ought to be pretty good as well. Alright, I've had a great time here. Check out this place, very well worth it. Awesome, great abandoned places. You can just explore. I would stay more, but I have other places to get and check out.